Hey, how's it going, fight fans? Welcome to Mindful Combat. If you're new to this channel, my name's Rohan, and in this video I'll be breaking down the rematch of the fight of the year candidate from last year between Deiveson Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno as they collide for the Flyweight World Championship. Such a fun fight. The last fight was one of my favorite fights of the year, and it was just exceptional. A war, a gritty war that neither man is ever going to be the same from, in my opinion. I think we've seen that a few times. I don't think Shogun, or Henderson were the same after their first fight, and I'm hoping that that's not the case, but that tends to happen with wars like this. But still, this is a great fight between two very, very good, durable fighters coming into this fight to determine who's the best flyweight in the world. Now, obviously, Cejudo's retired, Mighty Mouse Johnson just got knocked out, and that was at 135 actually. So there's some questions, but this is a really, really exciting fight. Deiveson Figueiredo is 33 years old. That makes him 6 years older than the 27-year-old Brandon Moreno. Now, 33, he's still in his prime, and he's only been around for a little while, so he's still relatively fresh. But at 125, at 33 years old, he will start to slow down, if not now, at some point soon, because, you know, those lighter weight fighters, they kind of rely on their reflexes more. If he was sort of lightweight and above, you have a bit longer of a shelf life. But Figueiredo hasn't shown no sign of slowing down, but that's important to note. Figueiredo has a professional record of 20 wins, 1 loss and one draw, and he fights Brandon Moreno, who has a professional record of 18 wins, 5 losses and 2 draws. Now, both of these guys have been around for a long time, main event fighters. They're both experienced in the UFC, and they just had a world title fight. Experience won't be a factor in this fight. Figueiredo stands at 5'5", which makes him 2 inches shorter than Moreno. That kind of played out in the last fight, and that's also reflective in the reach advantage. Figueiredo has a 68-inch reach, and Moreno has a 70-inch reach. So Moreno has a 2-inch height and 2-inch reach advantage. To describe their styles, Figueiredo, I would describe him as a brawler with big power in his hands. He's got good Brazilian jiu-jitsu for sure, but he's a strong, strength-based fighter who hits hard and carries knockout power in his striking, and he has got good boxing. Brandon Moreno, he's a bit unorthodox with his striking. He moves around a lot. He kind of switches his size. He doesn't tend to carry much power in his hands. I think he's only got 3 knockouts in his whole career. But you know, he moves well. He hits well. He's got good shot selection, and he's got great Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which stands out for me as well. And I think he puts it all together pretty well as well. Some of their key wins. So for Figueiredo, we're looking at guys like John Moraga earlier on in his career. He knocked out Alexander Pantoja. No, he might have just beat him, maybe not knocked him out, but he beat him. And of course, he's beaten Joseph Benavidez not once but twice. And then for Brandon Moreno, you're going to be looking at earlier on in his career. He's got wins over the likes of Louis Smoker. He's beaten Brandon Royval more recently, and obviously he beat Kai Kara France, a guy that I respect a lot. And also they got the draws with each other. Just to quickly point out, Figueiredo obviously also beat Alex Perez, who I think is a great fighter too. No, not to take away nothing from Perez. The biggest issue for Figueiredo in this fight, coming into this fight, is going to be his cardio. I think as the fight goes on, because he cuts so much weight in his style of fighting, he does wear down. And then for Moreno, I think the biggest issue is going to be that he's hittable, and his stand-up is not the most technically precise stand-up. So I think that does kind of play out in his fights. The X factor for Figueiredo is going to be his punching power and the fact that he's not taking this fight on short notice. And for Moreno, I think the biggest X factor is going to be his durability and his conditioning as the fight goes on. Let's get into the prediction. Now, before I get into this prediction, I think it's important to note that both the fighters in the last fight took the fight on short notice. The difference is that I think Brandon Moreno is a bit more of a natural flyweight, so that means he doesn't cut as much weight to be at flyweight. I think for Figueiredo, he needs time and preparation to get down to 125 healthily, and I think he's done so well against Benavidez that he was caught up in the moment and he agreed to the fight. I think what he needed was time, and I think a large part of what happened in his performance, or a large impact what we saw why he struggled so much, was because of the short notice turnaround. And this is just my opinion, so you're welcome to disagree, but I think the short notice turnaround impacted Figueiredo more than it would most other fighters. And because of the short notice turnaround, he struggled. Maybe he didn't get his combinations off, and he gassed out much sooner than he otherwise would. And I think that's important to note coming into this fight. Now, with that said, this fight will be handled on the feet. I think Figueiredo has the ability to defend any takedowns that Moreno throws out, and I think Moreno is actually going to be pretty confident on the feet. The difference is this time, however, I don't think that it's going to be as competitive. I don't even think that it's going to be a competitive fight, particularly, to be honest with you. I think Figueiredo is going to come into this fight much healthier, going to have prep, he's going to have cut weight much better, and as tough as Moreno is, and as much as I like Moreno, I don't think that he has the ability to deal with the Figueiredo onslaught that's going to come for the first 2 rounds. I think that Figueiredo is going to catch him, and I think it's going to put him out. But That notwithstanding, if it goes past 2 rounds, I think Moreno will grow in confidence and I think he will start to take over the fight. So this fight is the tale of 2 takes in this fight. There's the take, and this is what I'm going with, and I'll call this my official prediction in a minute, where Deiveson Figueiredo comes out there, puts the pressure on Moreno, clips Moreno, and he's able to do the damage and get it finished. Or there's Moreno surviving, which he's shown me that he's capable of doing, but there's an invariable playing into this fight, which makes it a bit different for me. But Moreno's shown us that he's capable of surviving the onslaught for Figueiredo. He survives it, the fight goes longer, and then he wins a drawn out battle. I think if the fight goes longer, Moreno's going to push the pace and he's going to get the win, and that's what will happen. But that's not what I'm picking to happen. I'm picking Figueiredo to actually get it done early. For my official prediction, sorry about the confusion, I'm going with Deiveson Figueiredo to knock him out and get it done early. If it doesn't get done early, then obviously Moreno will win. Not obviously, but in my opinion, Moreno will win. But Figueiredo is my pick. Anyways, remember to comment below. Let me know if you liked this video. If you sucked, let me know. And if you're new here, like, subscribe, share the video, all that jazz. Help me grow the platform. Thank you for watching. I'm Rohan, and this is Mindful Combat.